Good evening. Welcome to tonight's live broadcast. I'm your host, Al Scott Dana Hudson. Good evening to you. Uh, Ladies in the loaf. Okay, I think I know that young lady there. Okay. I have it on for a purpose. I have it on for a purpose tonight. Carolyn McCall, good evening to you. Welcome to tonight's live broadcast. As always, we appreciate you all for tuning in. Tonight, there's a lot I want to discuss. Uh, Most of what I want to speak on tonight is going to take us to Shreveport, Louisiana. But I'm sure some of you are wondering, why is this Negro on live with a mask on and his gloves? Well, surely there has to be a purpose, right? And I'm not outside, out and about. But when I'm outside, when I'm going places, this is how I look. I love me, and I'm going to protect me by any means necessary. The gloves I have on because if someone has the virus and they touch something in a department store and put it back, I come along, they have it, it's on the surface. If I touch it, I have it. I love me. I don't have to sit and wait on doctors, political figures, scientists to tell me to mask up and glove up. I'm going to protect me and mine by any means necessary. The mask is uncomfortable, especially if you wear glasses, like I do. Hold up quick. Periodically, we're doing this. We're doing this. We're trying to breathe. But if we want to live to see another day, then I think we must listen to the experts and we must do everything that they're telling us to do. When they say mask up, it's simple. Mask up. It's just as simple as that. Good Lord, Jesus is hot. Good Lord. Okay. A photo was taken of our governor, I think back in November, I think, Governor John Bel Edwards of Louisiana. I personally, I think he's doing an excellent job as governor. I think he's doing an excellent job at protecting his state the best he can. That's my opinion. Someone snapped a picture of him at the Baton Rouge Country Club. He was playing golf that day. You saw him talking to a group of people at a table, someone bent over, speaking. I don't know why they took the picture. Maybe it was harmless when they did it. Somebody found it, said, let's do this and let's do that. Or maybe their intentions were to put him on blast. We must remember there are a lot of people that don't like the restrictions that the governor is imposing in the state of Louisiana. Uh, and there are many reasons why they're not in agreement with a lot of things that he's doing. But here's one reason that people are upset with him. A lot of people don't like to obey authority. They don't like to be told what to do and when to do it. Most of the people that are upset with Governor Edwards is for political reasons. It's as simple as that. Some are personal. It's as simple as that. But to say the governor needs to practice what he's preaching, well, I think that's super stupid. I think that's ridiculous because he's practicing what he's preaching. You, I, Maybe you can. Let me just speak for me. I cannot. I cannot keep a mask on 24/7, 365 days a year. Sooner or later, it must come off. It has to come off. Do you think our governor walks around every day with that mask on without taking it off to breathe, to eat, to speak, to relax? If you think that, then you are a fool with a serious problem. It's impossible. We don't sleep with the damn mask on. It's impossible. But you don't like him. Maybe you don't like some of his policies. He's a Democrat. Maybe you don't like that. Well, whatever your reasons be, it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Stop trying to make nothing into something. He didn't have his mask on. He didn't have his mask on. But he tells us to put ours on. He does. That's nothing, people. That photo is a bunch of bull. And I commented on it. Basically telling you what I'm telling you now. I respect the governor. You have a governor in office in the state of Louisiana that's trying to save your life. You have an idiot in the White House that don't give a damn if you live or die. But you won't buck him. But you want to buck others that's trying to save your life. But the one that's trying to kill you, you speak up in his defense. It's super stupid. Sometimes when we're out and about, I did it a few days ago. I walked into a department store. By the time I realized I did not have my mask on, I was already at the register to be checked out. The manager had noticed, but I always keep at least 2 extra masks in my pocket. And when I realized that, I immediately put it on. Now, again, she hadn't noticed, but I still took time to apologize to her for walking into her store without having my mask on. I got out the car fast, and I just said, things happen. Things happen. Now, if you sit here and you tell me, well, I don't ever forget mine, I know you're lying. I know, and you know you're lying, and God know you're lying. It happens. It happens. We're not exempt from messing up. We're not exempt from doing wrong things on purpose. It happens. Some of you have become people of self-made misery. You find fault in everybody and everything but yourself. You're God. You're above God. You can do no wrong. The governor had the audacity to be at the country club after playing golf with his mask off. Ain't that something, girl? That's something. We all take it. We all do that. This is not an issue, people. And I'm sure you all are going to think of something else to go at when it comes to Governor John Bel Edwards. I thank God for him. I wish he was president of the United States right now. I came on tonight with the mask on for many reasons. One is to let you know how serious this virus is. 2, to let you know that the United States, experts have just said the number 1 cause of death in the United States is COVID-19. COVID-19. Now, some of the things we worry about, we think about, are meaningless. It's not going to serve a purpose. But you go on chatting about it all day long, talking about something close to nothing. This is our number 1 issue right now in the United States. Now, would you rather have a governor in office that was trying to protect you, or somebody like the idiot in the White House as governor that's trying to kill you? And since losing the election, has not said one word about the increased cases of COVID-19, has not said one word about the increased deaths of COVID-19. She sits in the White House with her iPhone all day on Twitter, playing while we dying. Focusing on a make-believe story, a lie. The election was stolen. The election was not stolen. People got out, they voted, and they voted you out. Tanya Fine, I'm glad you're on here tonight. I'm gonna speak about you shortly. Hold that, stay with you yet. In the United States, every 30 seconds. In the United States, every 30 seconds. In the United States, every 30 seconds, somebody dies from COVID-19. Every 30 seconds. The United States have already passed 14 million cases. Over 500,000 deaths are predicted by April. Nobody wants to be locked up, tied down, held down, kept down, whatever the case may be. We're used to being free. And we like being free. And we want things to get back to the way they used to be. You can kill that thought. That's dead. This is normal. It may get a little easier, but this is normal. So get used to it. Stop focusing on how it once was and look at how it is and address the issue as such. If you don't want to be locked down, if you're tired of being told to wear a mask, here's what I advise you to do. Put that mask on. It's simple. Less people will be infected. Less people will die. If you're ready to get back to some form of normalcy, do what the experts are telling you to do. It can't be that bad if you're not following their orders. It can't be that bad. You're making it worse when you're out in public, buck naked, all willy-nilly. No, it ain't nothing gonna get me. I'm up under the blood of Jesus Christ. I'm healed. I'm on the blood's on me. You can't touch me in Jesus' name. If by his stripes, I'm healed. Do you know how many people, Christians, ministers, have said, I'm up under the blood. Jesus got me. It won't touch me. Now, many of those that said they were up under the blood are now up under the dirt. That's super stupid. There's an extremely thin line between faith and your damn foolishness. You don't have to believe it to get it. You don't have to believe it to die from it. Just like Trump, he don't have to believe he was defeated, but he was defeated. So whatever frame of mind you want to stay in, that's it. That's you. But the truth is the truth, whether you believe it or not. And by the time you learn, well, you won't even know. You'll be dead. I'm up under the blood. Come on now. Maybe it's time for some of you to stop reading your Bible and start studying your Bible. And you'll stop saying silly things. Several years ago, a couple went to prison. Their child was a diabetic. The pastor was a minister. He said, I'm not going to give my child any more insulins. I'm going to rely on the Holy Spirit to touch my child, lay hands on my child. By his stripes, my child will be healed. Long story short, both of them went to prison. The child died. The mother begged the father, let's just get, no, we're not. Jesus said no. Jesus didn't say that. Do you not know God works through the hands of doctors? He can't take no medicine. And this minister, who don't believe in medicine, wore glasses, prescribed. That means some medicines. You cannot push your beliefs off on other people. Again, there's a very thin line between faith and foolishness. If you love yourself, if you love your family, if you love this country, if you're ready to be free again, it's an easy fix. Put the mask on. Put the mask on. If you don't want to go to a national lockdown, put the mask on. It's appalling that grown people have to come before the mics and cameras every day and beg, especially grown people, to put the mask on. If you didn't put the mask on and it would only you would die, I wouldn't give a damn. But you could get me and my family. Guy, maintenance came to do some work one day. Came in, Miss Scott, I don't have my mask on, but we did our temperature today and everything. I don't give a damn about your temperature. I want you to put that mask on. No mask, no entry, no exception. You can call it mean. I call it loving me. It's just as simple as that. You think you taking it for a joke, I'm taking it serious. Can you imagine what they know that they're not telling us? That's how you should address this. That's exactly how you imagine what they do know. And they won't say. And every other week, we learn something new about this. And here's what you're going to hear often. Scientists, experts, and doctors will tell you this is still a new virus to them. They don't fully understand it. So if you don't fully understand it, how can you create 1, 2, 3 microwave vaccines to address it? And how come you're not telling the American people about the side effects? Why you're not telling the American people that not everybody that wants the vaccine will be able to get it? Some have health issues that will not allow them to take that. Microwave vaccines, the devil is alive. And it could get worse. Could companies say, in order for you to continue to work here, you have to take the vaccine? You can take this job and shove it. I'm not doing it. I'm not. Somewhere down the line, I'll find another job. I'm not. You cannot push your beliefs off on me. I'm not going to take it. I don't care what President Obama do and all the rest of them. Whatever they do, that's them. But I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it. Do you know how many centuries they've been experimenting on niggas? Everything that's bad, blacks get it the worst. High blood pressure, blacks. Heart issues, blacks. Liver disease, blacks. HIV, blacks. Coronavirus, blacks, blacks, blacks. That can't be true. That can't be true. It cannot be the truth. Everything that's bad attacks us the most. Come on, people, wake up. But until we know otherwise, I'm not going to beg you. I'm asking you to mass up. Mass up. It's just that simple, people. It is just that simple. President Barack Hussein Obama, I love him. I respect him 100%. Whenever he speaks, I'll listen because he's a very intellectually gifted brother who has a genuine concern for all mankind. But sometimes he said things and do things I'm not in agreement with. Does that mean President Obama is wrong and I'm right? Hell no. Position determines perspective. What you see depends upon where you're standing. But does that make me turn my back on him? No. I respect the man. I respect his opinion. Until the other day when he says, defund the police is a slogan. Defund the police. President Barack Hussein Obama, defund the police is not a slogan. It's a profound statement. You're filthy rich. Your blues are not like my blues.
You and your family, and my sister Yvette and I talked about this the other day, you and your family are well protected until the day you die. Your daughters well protected till the day they die. They don't, you don't, your wife don't, the mother don't. The family does not experience what everyday Negroes experience in the United States from cops. And you know this. You know this. We have no other choice but to insist on defunding the police. But no, let's wait. Let's pray. Let's do this. Let's do that. We've been waiting on a damn change before Dr. Martin Luther King was killed, and it ain't came yet. 2020, we still begging to be considered a human. 2020, we still begging to be respected. 2020, we're still begging white cops not to kill us just because we were born black. Nothing has changed. And the more they get away with, the more they do. What else do we do? Just wait, let God handle. God will do it in his time. Today's my day. What we want from this country, what we need from the police department, they're not going to give it to us. We got to demand it, and we got to take it. Every day, somebody black, harassed, racially profiled, police brutality, shot, beat, killed, choked by angry cops. And most of them said, we heard so much about blacks, we're scared. So I want to know what really scared you about the man that you just shot the other day that terrified you so. And he did not have a gun, he did not have a knife, he didn't have no mace, he had nothing but himself. So what part of that scared you the most? That you being a cop with a gun on your hip felt you had to take him out, and he was so what part scared you the most? Here's my point. They're not scared of us. We're more scared of them than they're scared of us. A badge and a gun. You can act out your fantasy of killing a nigga without any repercussions whatsoever. And we're going to bag you up. Do you know how many black people have died on two words? Black people have died at the hands of cops. I thought. That's police language. I feared for my life. That's police language. It's not an academic problem because it's not happening in white neighborhoods. Defund the police. We've tried to be nice. We've tried to reason with you. They take us for a joke. And once they kill us, they come and say, now you can protest, but we're not going to tolerate any violence. Don't you understand that we're here today because of violence being inflicted on us, but you're not going to tolerate it? But we have to tolerate it. No, that's not the way it works. You got to change the game. They don't respect you praying. They don't respect you marching. They don't respect that sign, no justice, no peace. They don't respect that. If we're still marching in 2020 as we were in 1960, don't that tell you that shit ain't working no more? Goddamn, wake up. Don't die dumb, wake up. They don't give a damn about us. They can beat us, kill us, but they tell us how to respond to it. Ain't that a bitch? As Yvette said today, and she's going to be with us shortly via phone. And she said today, President Barack Obama is not God. He's not a saint. Just because he's speaking, don't mean we have to accept it. Defund the police, again, it's not a slogan. It's a profound statement. White parents never have to sit their white children down and have the talk. No. Go on out there, Rebecca. Brian, get your cap, it's cold. Mama's here, police. That's just the only way. Black man, come in here, come in here, come in here. It's comical, but that's the way it happens. We tell our children, keep your hands out of your pocket. Keep your hands in the air. Keep your hands on the wheel. Yes, sir, no, sir. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. They do all that. And guess what? They still knock our ass off. They still knock our ass off. We must wake up and uproot the lies that they want us to believe. It's as simple as that. We have to wake up. We have to wake up and address this issue in a different way. You cannot continue to address the mistreatment of blacks the same way you've been doing since 1960, and we're still getting the same results. No police department on planet Earth should ever be allowed to investigate their own damn self. I don't know who came up with that, but that don't make no damn sense. That's like you telling me to pronounce judgment on my daughter when you say she did this and she did that to you. Okay, I'm gonna take care of it. Go on, don't worry about it. Come on now, think about it. The only way some officers will really come out on the losing end, you got to be a house nigga, field nigga, or you one of them white boys or white girls that they consider white trash. You don't matter. That's the only damn way. That's the only way. Defund the police. The time to defund the police is now. Right now. Right now. Yvette. 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 Not, I know. Yvette.
Yes.
Well, okay, come on now. Come on. Where are you?
Hey.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, we have a delay going. I hear it. Okay. All right. How are you? How are you?
Yeah. I'm good, but I'm listening to you and I'm getting angry again.
Okay.
So what's got you angry?
You know, as we were talking about, we got to do something about that. I was thinking about the conversation that we had today about my other man, Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about my other man, Barack Obama. And we were talking about how he doesn't have to prepare his kids. His kids can go out and do whatever. They forever, gonna have security.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember I watched this movie. I think I told you to watch it. It's called When They See It. No, I'm sorry. The Hate They Give.
Right.
And it's about this black guy. He prepared his kids for how to approach the police, or when they approached them, since they were like 5, 6, and 7. We shouldn't have to do that.
Mm-hmm. There's an extremely bad delay. So I don't know how we
hang up and call back.
hang up and give me a couple of minutes and let me call you on another line and see if that will clear it up.
Okay.
Okay, stay there. Don't go nowhere now. Okay, we got rid of her. Kudos. No, I'm joking. Listen, before we get Yvette back online, I do apologize. It's a terrible, terrible delay. We're getting ready to go into the what's going on in Shreveport, Louisiana. Shreveport, Louisiana is my hometown. I grew up in Shreveport in Allendale on Travis Street. Back then, it was called the Bottoms. We lived on Travis Street, right behind Madame's British Shop and J&J Cafe. If you're from Shreveport, then you know exactly where I'm talking about. I remember our apartment number, it was 905W. And I think my grandmother's was 905S, I think. And that's where we grew up at. And I love Shreveport. I love Shreveport. It's bad. It's terrible in Shreveport right now. But I still love my city. But for the first time in a long time, I have honestly been contemplating leaving the city of Shreveport, Louisiana. And I'm old enough to know, smart enough to know that wherever you go, there you are. You can't keep running here and there, and things don't go accordingly because there's crime everywhere. But sometimes it can be so much to where it just overwhelms you. And I got to get out of here because my life is nothing in Shreveport. You will get a bullet in Shreveport before you get the coronavirus. That's a guarantee. I'm sure many of you thought tonight, I'm going to bash the police department in Shreveport. I'm going to bash city council members and other elected officials for the crime in Shreveport, which is terrible. And I could do that. I could. I've done that. But if I do that tonight, then I'm wrong. I'm out of order. If you're going to tell the truth, then we're going to tell the truth. If we're ready for a change in Shreveport, then some people, you all are going to have to stop living a lie and face reality of what's going on in Shreveport, Louisiana. For the most part, the police come after the fact. That's when they show up. Now, if there's a shooting, somebody's been shot. If there's a shooting, somebody's been killed. If you don't say nothing, and there's no DNA evidence, nothing forensics can use to try to find a suspect, what can they do? Their hands are tired. We had a triple shooting in Shreveport. I think it was last night or the night before last. 4th Street. Cynthia and I went that way today and drove around and looked at some things. I think the young man that police found in the middle of the street dead was 18 years old. Now tonight, I didn't have time to do it because we were running late. It was my intentions on putting out a post asking all of you that would join me tonight on this live feed to invite someone to listen to it tonight, to watch it tonight. But I wanted a certain somebody to watch or listen to it. I wanted you to find that thug, that gangster, that shooter, that killer, and ask them to watch Mr. Scott tonight. Just, you ain't got to say nothing. You don't have to agree. You don't have to disagree. Just watch it. Let's see what he says. I'm not claiming to have the answer to what's going on because I don't. But I wanted them to come on because that's who I want to speak with tonight. I want to speak with the thugs. I want to speak with the killers. I want to speak with the wannabe gangsters. And I wanted them to know that when you pull that trigger and that bullet is released, well, you can't undo that. And it might hit your target. And then again, it might hit other people that just happen to be in your way. But whenever you kill somebody, Here's what you do. You kill a part of that family too. That's what you do. A lot of us, especially blacks, we have that I don't give a fuck attitude. And that's something we must drop. Because at that particular moment, you probably don't give a fuck. But because you have the ability to choose how you handle any situation. You do, whether you have a gun or not. You have the ability to address it the way you see it. But here's what you don't have. You do not have the ability to pronounce judgment on yourself from your actions. You must take whatever the courts hand down, or you must take whatever the straight justice brings to you. Everybody is somebody's child, and you have to stop putting yourselves in situations and predicaments that cause for you to pull out a gun and end somebody's life that you did not bring into this world, but you want to take it out. When I invited, she didn't ask, when I invited Tanya Vine to come on my show, I invited her to come on the show because I wanted her to tell her story. And I wanted her to be free to tell her story the way she wanted to tell it. And she said, I'm going to try not to cuss. And I said, I don't give a damn what you do. I want you to be you. That's why I'm giving you a platform tonight. And those that don't like it, unsubscribe, or just don't watch, I don't care what you say. She needed that. She needed that release. And if you watched it that night, she released it. She did. One of the saddest things that she said when she was talking about the love for her brother, one thing I did not know until she said it to me over the phone. She told me that her brother swallowed one of the bullets. That gave me chills. And she's been on the campaign ever since because she cannot rest until those responsible for her brother's death pay that price. I understand that. I understand that. When we're hurting, when our emotions are out of control like a tsunami or whirlwind, you cannot tell us how to address this. And we're hurting. If they want to cuss or whatever, let them do that. That's their release. I don't think Cynthia and I had been in Shreveport maybe 2 weeks, I don't guess. And we were in a hotel. We were getting ready to go to Walmart. And my cell rang. And it was my nephew Bruce. And he said, man, they shot Meady. Damn near froze. As we were going up on the Pines Road, there was an ambulance with a police close behind with sirens and lights. And I told Cynthia, I said, I didn't know what to do because I knew where he was coming from. That's my nephew, that they're in there and they're trying to save him. They're trying to save my nephew. And by the time we got to the hospital, my baby brother, Tim called. He said, where you at, bro? And we were just getting ready to park. But when I told him, I said, we're getting ready to park. But in me telling him that, in my mind, I'm thinking, he finna tell me something I don't want to hear. And his next words, I remember till the day I died, I said, he ain't make it, bro. And then so then now I'm heard he's gone. And I'm mad at me because I kept telling Cynthia, I need to follow the ambulance. I need to follow him. No, I need to go up here where it happened at. Mine messed up. And I'm thinking maybe I could have saw him before he died if I went behind the ambulance. But he didn't make it. We know that. But a part of when he died, a part of the whole family died. When you interrupt somebody's life, you just don't interrupt one person. You interrupt a whole household, a community. I did not know how popular my nephew Automatic was until he died. It seemed like the majority of Shreveport knew my nephew, and I didn't know it until he died. His life was kind of fast, thugging, so to say, but he was good people. I didn't know my nephew until I went to stay with my sister, Trisha. And then him and I began to talk. And I never saw him as a bad guy. I just know he's out there, so to say. But when we began to talk, this dude started teaching me about some things in life, about the Bible and other things. And I'm listening to his rap songs. And I'm like, damn, this dude, he's got it up here. He's got it up here. And I remember one lady on Facebook, when I was sharing a lot of his videos of him dancing, she said, and look at him out there dancing like ain't nobody watch, like he by himself. And I had just watched that video. And I went back and I watched it again, and I'm like, she ain't lying. He was standing in front of a house dancing like wasn't nobody on planet Earth but him. And when we went to the funeral, my nephew was taking it hard. So the mother took him outside, and I went outside. And he had asthma, he was trying to breathe. And I said, well, we kind of calmed him down. And I asked his mother, can I take him back in with me? He can sit with me. She said, yeah. And I did. And when we got in there, he sat in my lap. And all he kept saying was, my uncle, my uncle, my uncle, my uncle. And while he was saying that, I'm trying to keep his head, I keep pushing his head down because for some reason they opened the casket back up and I didn't want him to see. And he kept saying my uncle, and he kept trying to say, and that killing damn near tore his family apart. Don't tell me that you're a man. Don't tell me that you're bad. Don't tell me that you're a gangster. When you come and you interrupt somebody's life for good. So we cannot, my point, continue to blame the police, our elected officials, because I believe they're doing the best they can. Do I think they need to do more? Absolutely, positively, unquestionable. And before I tell you what I think they should do, let me say this. I don't think for a minute Councilwoman Tabitha and Chief Ben Raymond and others just walk neighborhoods for their help or just to be seen. I believe they have a genuine concern for what's going on. But here's what I don't think they know or they're getting. That's not going to do nothing. And I mean that with all due respect. Every time you do your walk or whatever, or your block parties, it's not the same night, the next night, another shooting. That don't mean nothing to them. Your presence means nothing. And I'm not trying to be ugly, because I respect both of them and others. But I'm going to tell it the way I see it. Now, the way I see it is not written in stone. It's not a fact. It's just the way I see it. Here's what I think they should do. I think they should find other cities and states that have had problems similar to what we have in Shreveport. And I think they should get on a plane and go there, meet with those people, and find out how did they turn it around. Their issues were just like Shreveport's, or even worse. But y'all turned it around. What did you do? And then come back and see if we can implement that here and make a change. But I promise you this, and heaven is backing me up. Y'all can walk the neighborhoods until Jesus comes. You won't stop one bullet. That's not gonna do it. You lucky if you don't get shot while walking in Shreveport, Louisiana. And I'm not being ugly, I'm being real. We need a new approach to what's going on in the city of Shreveport. And for you thugs and you gangsters and you wanna be killers, you're nothing but a waste, a human waste. You existed just to be existed. I don't expect for you to value anybody's life when I know you don't value yours. Because when you value your life, the same thing you want for you and your family should be the same thing you want for others and their family. Pulling a trigger don't make you a man. It doesn't. It doesn't. And we can have guns turned in every day to the police department. That won't do nothing. If you do not get the finger that keeps pulling those triggers, you've done nothing. For every one you take off the street, there's 3 more guns in that person's life. But you can't arrest an invisible man. You can't arrest an invisible woman. Now, if you love your city, and you want this to end, you want this to die down, here's where you can play a major role. This is not for everybody. It's a selected group of people. You know who's doing the shooting. You know who did the killing. And I'm gonna leave it like that. But if you don't say nothing, then I know for a fact you don't want no change. When you don't condemn, you condone. And I don't care what the reason. A life gone is a life gone. A woman pregnant, shot, killed. We must do better. And I'm sure some of y'all don't like this. Some of you are pissed. I see the numbers up top drop some when I got to talking about the police and city council. I don't care. I don't conform. I don't need to be in your presence. I don't need for you to accept me. I don't need for you to like my commentary. Because you probably never will, because I'm never gonna dish out sugar-coated shit cookies. I'm gonna tell it the way I see it. And if that means then you don't want to hang with me, you don't want to call me, you don't want me to speak, I don't give a damn. If you don't want me telling the truth, I suggest you all stop living a lie. And if you take it personal, then you take it personal. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. We got to stop that walking. I'm walked out. We must stop that. We must stop that. That does not tell the people in Shreveport that you're up on this. If there's an extremely high rate of murders in Shreveport and an extremely high rate of unsolved homicides, then maybe on the other hand, it's like sounds somewhat hypocritical, maybe we do need to think about getting rid of some of the detectives if they can't solve cases. If they can't, what do we need them for? Maybe we need to think that way. It's just that simple. I'm paying you to catch a killer. And every day you have an excuse as to why you can't catch that killer. Well, maybe you need to go to Blanchard, Vivian, the small town, where they got 2 or 3 cars, police over there. One last thing, we're gonna go back to coronavirus. Bossier City across the bridge is growing. Bossier City across the bridge is going. Bossier City across the bridge is growing. Shreveport's not. People are moving. People are closing their stores. Some are going just right over the bridge. They can't take it no more. Revenue is down. Oh, speaking of revenue, let's talk about the Bayou Classic. Let's talk about that. The Bayou Classic. People can make money, and it's going to bring revenue to the city. And God knows we need it. I do. But now watch this. Now watch this. Let us not become worse than the conduct that we're trying to correct or we keep talking about. Let us not become worse than the White House when the White House put the economy over lives. They thought about money. And for those of you, I would love for the Bayou Classic to come. The revenue, you won't make a lot of money. You won't. But if the police officers in Shreveport, Louisiana cannot protect its own citizens, how in the hell will they protect those that come for the Bayou Classic? They can't protect us. Hypocrite, watch this. Yvette said this all the time. We cannot cherry pick what suits us. You want to practice social distancing. Don't go to grandmother's for Thanksgiving. Don't go there for Christmas because of the coronavirus. Don't do that. But then you flip the script and said, let's welcome the Bayou Classic. What's worse, being in a closed environment with mud deal or at a stadium? Come on now. Think about it. It's not always about the revenue. And many people probably won't show up. If they ask me, no, don't come. Now is not the time for the Bayou Classic. Too many shooting and killing. Coronavirus. But you want to cherry pick shit so you can make some money. Bring on the Bayou Classic. Really? But you'll be on Facebook all day long condemning Donald Duck for his oversized rallies. But then you'll turn right around and say, we need to buy you. Come on, bro. I mean, come on now. Come on. Does that make sense? I don't think it makes any damn sense. It's just me. I love me. Coronavirus is on the rise. We're back in stage 2. But you want to throw the flag up. Come on, Bayou Classic. Ain't no telling how many gonna die that night. Ain't no telling how many gonna leave that night infected with the coronavirus and weeks later, sad singing and slow driving. Have I therefore become your enemy? Because I tell you the truth. I didn't say it. I'm just quoting the brother that said it. Brother Paul said it. I read the Bible sometimes. I don't kiss rings and I don't shine apples. I've been doing this by myself for a long time and I continue to do it. I don't need a hand clap from you and approval from you. I don't need to be in your clique because I wouldn't last long. Because I don't conform easy. I don't. I'm going to tell it the way I see it. Position determines perspective. What you see, again, depends upon where you're standing. So, what's more important? Us living or the Bayou Classic that will come and go? But we'll never forget the side effects
from the Bayou Classic in Shreveport, Louisiana. Shreveport, Louisiana is a war zone on every damn end. The last thing we should be thinking about is the Bayou Classic. So I'm a cherry pick. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to close this store. We're going to close this store. We're going to close this restaurant. We're not going to have this game here. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to have the Bayou Classic. Do you know how much revenue it would bring? I promise you one thing. The revenue that come, it will be so damn light, you won't fucking know it. You won't. Now, in telling the truth, we have to decide this here. Are we going to be the people's preacher or the people's prisoner? Say what they want to hear on Facebook. So Dr. Williams gave me that line. Yeah, you got to be you. Speak your truth. I always respect people that speak their truth, whether I like it or not. Speak your truth. I'm not in no clique. I never been and I never will be. I never had to learn to think outside of the box because my mind has never been in a goddamn box. Never, and it never will be. Before we get out of here, before you pull that trigger, just think about your family. Because whatever you do that affects you directly, indirectly, affect the ones that love you and the ones that you claim to love. Now, when you get behind them damn bars, it's another story. What you think you're going to do? You've been here before. You're going to go before that man or woman in that black robe that got pronounced judgment on your ass. I'm open for any suggestions that you may have. You know the number, you know the email, contact. We'll talk. I'll come to you. You come. I don't care. I'm not claiming I have the answer tonight, but I am saying what we've been doing is not working, and I promise you, heaven backing me up on that. We can't have no good time right now. We can't. I don't know why we're celebrating. You remember the thing? This is Motown City Road thing when they had the block party, and just as they yell to hold hands and look up towards the hills and thank God for stopping all the shootings in Shreveport before the brother could say amen. Boom, 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 boom. Somebody got to tell the truth. Serious, somebody got to tell the truth. That motherfucker that think he know every damn thing. No, I don't think I know everything. You think that I think I know everything. But what I do know is what we've been doing is not working. Every 30 seconds in the United States, somebody dies from COVID-19. Shreveport, Louisiana is a war zone. A war zone. If we want peace, we have to be a part of getting that peace. When you know something, you must tell it. You must tell it. You must tell it. Because when you know and you don't tell, here's what you're doing. You're putting my life and my family life in danger, in yours. Because you know the killer, you know the shooter, but you said nothing. So now everybody in Shreveport life is in danger because there's a killer on the street. And you know who he is. God forbid that killer turn on you. I'm Al Scott with Injustice Investigations. Always, I appreciate you all turning into tonight's live broadcast. What I say is not written in stone. It's just the way I see it. And it doesn't mean that I'm always right. It's just the way that I see it. But I'm smart enough to know if you keep doing the same thing, looking for a different result, you crazy. You crazy. We have to just walking. Stop it, people. Stop the walking. Approach it in another way and see what happens. It's scary in Shreveport. I told you that today. For the first time in history, when I'm out, I'm nervous. I'm looking because I don't know what the hell is going to jump off where I'm at in Shreveport. I just don't know. And babies, it's now becoming the norm for babies to be shot and killed in Shreveport. And we're still addressing this like we did when Mayor Ollie Tyler was in office. Nothing happened. Nothing. Nothing. Insanity. Somebody says insanity. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. I'm out. I gotta go. Be the Lord willing. We'll see you all next Tuesday. And we'll finish part 2 of Quan Charles in Lafayette, Louisiana. We'll try to do this story Tuesday, if not before, and so I will make an announcement. Speak, Brother Scott. I agree. Wise thinker, I love you big time. I thank you so much. I know for a fact I already had enemies in Shreveport. I know I just gained a whole lot more, but I'm different. I'm me. I don't want to be in your clique. I don't need to be in the Shreveport Sun. I don't need to be in the Times. I don't need to be on our local stations. I can do it from the back. I can do it from the back. All right. Y'all enjoy your weekend. And remember the mask. Remember the mask. And it'll save your life and maybe somebody else's. It's just that simple and stuff. Hi, look. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'm not always right, and you are not always wrong.